drive to the goal, protected the ball.
Zubek away from the basket. 9-4, Duke over Michigan. That would have been one for the highlights, and Henderson have been able to finish that.
Well, you can see that Duke is looking to really throw that skip pass. Mike Krzyzewski, you talk about doing a brilliant job. I just think 8 miles apart, got two of the greatest coaches in all of college basketball. Roy Williams, Mike Krzyzewski.
Carolina, by the way, taking on Santa Barbara, the Gauchos tonight, 10 o'clock Eastern on ESPNU, on their way out to Hawaii for the Maui tournament that includes Notre Dame and Texas, among others.
I got a feeling you're going to see Mr. Hansbrough play some hoops this weekend.
Harris driving this time. And Merritt is bumped. Good call there. Foul on Shire as we step aside for the first time here tonight. Duke off to an early 5-point lead under Coach K here in New York.
Don't have the kind of strength on a baseline. They lost so much to the NBA.
And again, not confirmed. They're looking for a hospital to take an X-ray. It's not confirmed that he may have a broken hand, and we wish a boy the best.
See, I don't think people should speculate unless they're really medically have the authority to do such and really have an understanding about an injury.
Well, this is Ben Hallett who said it, so I presume a team doctor looked at it, but they thought it was serious enough to get it X-rayed. Harris inside left it short. He's struggling in the early going tonight.
Well, they're going to struggle a lot of people against that Duke defense because they get right up in your face. They take great pride playing defense, and if they don't, they sit next to Coach K, and they become a member of that coaching staff.
Do you think this Duke team, by the end of the season, is a better Duke team than a year ago?
Absolutely. I think the experience factor alone, the fact that you can bring Paulus off the bench, Lance Thomas off the bench, I mean, those are pretty good players that are coming off your bench.
Lance Thomas in now for Brian Zubik. Nolan Smith misses the three. Last year, Duke lost in the second round to West Virginia. The year before, they lost in the first round on the fingertips of Shire. So it's been a couple of years since Duke got beyond the first weekend of the NCAA tournament.
Well, their standard of excellence is so high as you're looking at Brain Trust. Mike Krzyzewski coming off that incredible performance with the Olympic team, had them really play with some passion, some feeling. Combination of Colangelo and Krzyzewski was a dynamic combination. You had really right there a lot of what we'd like to talk Kabasi and a lot of Lazar.
And you saw glimpses of Chris Collins and Steve Wojciechowski at the Duke bench. Johnny Dawkins has moved on, now the head coach at Stanford.
Stanford, yeah.
So Nate James is the new assistant on the Duke bench.
I'll tell you one thing, you couldn't get a classier guy to take that program over as he did.
Gibson from Harris, good passing.
I think there's no doubt in your mind, Dan, looking at Michigan, the makeup of their team, and the way they're executing, the bounce they have, that they have a great chance to finish in that first division in the Big Ten.
Which could be enough to get them into the NCAA tournament, somewhere they haven't been since '98. Harris, unselfish play. Michigan wants the basket, but they're not going to count it. A block, not a goaltend. Shire. Paulus in the corner. Greg Paulus knocks down his first shot.
You know, he's been playing with a really bad forearm. He has really struggled his right arm. Then he's injured. John Beeline wanted the goaltending. You know, it's a new rule this year, by the way, in basketball. No longer, when that ball goes up on the glass, you make contact with it. It's no longer judgment. It wasn't on its way up or down. It's automatically two.
If the ball hits the glass above rim level.
Exactly.
If it hits the glass below the rim level, and there's a few inches there, then it's still based on whether or not the ball's going up or down. It's a tough call for an official with the game playing at the speed. Douglas off to Grady, who has come into the game, and he hits the three. Kelvin Grady, the sophomore from Grand Rapids.
I tell you the one thing, looking at the Michigan kids, and I think a lot of that's built from last night, they're really not intimidated. They're really believing that they can play right here tonight. You can just see the way they're attacked.
Shire inside, Thomas blocked from behind, got it back. Henderson open in the corner. And it's been those corner threes that Duke's been trying to take against the 1-3-1. What a great job by Singler.
I think he's a lot stronger. Didn't play much hoops during the summer. He was really exhausted at the end of the year. They lost, I believe, 3 of their last 5 games last season, and a lot of people thought maybe fatigue set in.
5-point lead for Duke. Just over 7 minutes in. Backdoor cut. Grady with 5 quick points off the Michigan bench.
Well, what Grady did really well there, a lot of players would have taken the extra bounce and went to the goal and would have charged. He was under control, made that little jump shot. There's that skip pass.
And the corner three. Shire, no. Got it back.
Nice pass.
Singler. And he'll go to the line. Well, let's go back to the non-goaltending call at the other end of the Michigan bench.